Aloha. Welcome back to Star Salvage. My name is Tyche. Today I'm going to modify 5 more ships for use in the Star Salvage scenario. 1 hover vessel, 1 small vessel, and 3 capital vessels. Recently, I posted a call for ships in the Miketanic Discord, asking if anybody wanted their ships converted. Thank you for all of the suggestions. Today's episode is dedicated to the players and their creations. This is also a special episode for another reason. My original goal was to convert 50 ships for Star Salvage. I've converted 45 so far, so after today's conversions, I will meet my goal of 50. And this is good timing because it looks like my save game is starting to bug out here. So, without further ado, today I am going to convert Platform Mark 1 by Catequil, SlipStreamer by Jenniphurr, Tiesh by SteelDragon, Fukuro by styLmntz, and the Black Pearl by icewolfen. Links to all of these blueprints can be found in the video description below. A link to Miketanic's channel can also be found in the description below. Give him a like and subscribe. Thank you to all of the authors for their artistic works and their contributions to the community. A special thank you goes out to KnowItAllDM for the Star Salvage scenario. And whenever we find a ship in Star Salvage, they should look broken and dirty, damaged, missing parts and blocks. I have to modify these ships to fit into the salvage theme of the game. I will do a time-lapse video transforming all of the ships, and then share lessons learned and celebrate. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, we're done converting the platform Mark 1. I like this this little ship because it's good to take when you're taking over other ships and you need to tow them back to base. So I definitely see the value of this, of just putting a core in and a thruster and a landing gear and parking it there and then taking it back to base. Anyways, I focused most of my work on this area here. That's where the attack would come from. And I replaced a bunch of the blocks with the damaged blocks, I'm sorry, the destroyed blocks, and then damaged most of the vehicle. And I did a little hole right here where the attackers would have got the core. I removed about half of the thrusters, some of the hover engines, and 3 of the turrets. But yeah, I just did some overall damage so that when the player gets it and puts a core in it, they have to do some work to get it running and going in all the directions, or they can just break it down and salvage it for parts. So yeah, this one is done and saved. So I looked at it and hit Alt-O, and I went into my blueprints and I named it according to the naming standard, so that when the game calls the junk HV group, there's a random chance to spawn the platform Mark 1. And I saved it with the damage states on, so that when it spawns in the game, the blocks are damaged. So this is good to go. Nice ship. I like this one. Next. Okay, we're done converting the SlipStreamer. This one was hard. It was a difficult conversion. Why? Because well, the block work is very efficient. This design is amazing. Just off the top of my head, it is hard to replace these blocks because there's a lot of very thin blocks, and the palette that I have to work with for destroyed blocks is limited. I don't have the same amount of shapes that you have with a normal block, so I have to try to be creative on the block work here when I'm replacing blocks. So anyways, I focused on sort of attack, a gash here from an attack, and then looters took out half of the thrusters and the weapons. So you'll see a bit of dirt and debris there. I wanted to be very careful on how I removed parts. I tried to be symmetric about it. So what do I mean about that? What I mean is that if I take off a wing on this side, I leave the wing on the other side so that the player can put it back together by looking at the other side. Same with the tail. So I just removed this side of the tail so the player can look at that side and say, okay, it worked like this. And same with this flange here, or these flaps. So I try to do the conversions so that the player can piece it back together by looking at the other side. So that's what I mean. Otherwise, did some overall damage and saved this, and it's ready to be imported into the game. Next. Okay, we are all done converting this one. Another fun conversion. So I had to remove the turrets and warp drive, and I focused damage on two different spots. One attacking from an angle here, taking out the hangar door, and going straight down through the floor. It's fun trying to match up all these destroyed blocks so they look decent and painting on some dirt. Then the other attack came from this direction and blew straight through this side, took out the warp drive, and went out the other side. And again, it's fun trying to match up the destroyed blocks to give it this blowing out, blowing in look. Oh, I should paint a little bit more debris. Okay, anyways. So this one is saved and ready to be imported into the game. I like this one. It's a nice starter CV. So I'm looking forward to trying this out in a playthrough. All right, next. Okay, number 4 is converted. Another fun conversion. I know I say that all the time, but hey, I love converting ships. Okay, so this one had 4 separate attacks on it. It had multiple owners. The story is that made it to this planet, had multiple owners. It was in many attacks, and finally it was abandoned and looted by salvagers. So anyways, there's 4 holes. One of them, it was an attack here on the garden, so it took out some of the plots. Another one is on this side, so it blew through the side and took out the constructor. And another attack went through and took out the shield and the warp drive from the top and the back. Otherwise, there's some overall damage to the ship. It's fixable. I mean, a player could come along and fix this up and get it running. This design is really cool. Yet again, I want to try this in an actual game because there's so many options in the ship for, you know, an SV to come down here and park, or the HVs can come in the back and then they can go out the front. So this is a really cool design. Props to the designer. I like it. So this one is saved and it's ready to be imported in the game. And now the Black Pearl. Okay, this is going to take me a while to convert, so let's do it. Okay, we are done converting the Black Pearl. Thank you, icewolfen. This was a fun challenge. One of the most difficult challenges and longest challenges converting a blueprint that I've had. So long story short, I took out thrusters, turrets, weapons, drills, about half or most or all of them, depending upon the device. I made some holes in the hull, one here, breach, and another one here, which took out the shield and the warp drive. It's a lot of fun figuring out the destroyed block combinations to try to make them look good. There are some holes in the side here. For example, this one where we got some dirt and debris that blew in. Let me see what else. I had to remove the NPCs because we shouldn't be finding NPCs sitting here for years waiting. Abandoned. That wouldn't make sense. So yeah, just did some general damage overall. I had to spawn in one of my SVs to help out. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to convert this. So that is saved and ready to be imported into the game. And that is a wrap. We've finished 5 more blueprints from the users on the Miketanic Discord. Thank you. Thank you to all the players who have submitted their creations for conversion. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun converting all of these. I set a goal of converting 50 ships for Star Salvage, and I did it. So achievement unlocked. So it's a lot of fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today and for watching this entire series. I really appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great day.